So do you want 95% of the results for $0, or do you want 100% for around $500 to $600? That's the main question that you need to ask yourself, because what I'm going to do today is show you the results that I've been able to get using SetiAstroPRO, image on the left, versus PixInsight, image on the right. Straight out of the stacking. No foolery or nothing yet. You can see all of the auto crops that we got going on and everything on both images. So been working hard on this to try to find what is the best solution. A lot of SEESTAR users, of course, are working on their first images that they've ever done. So some of this stuff is probably even beyond where a lot of you might be. So I'm trying to help guide the way there and also pave the way forward, I think, for the future of these smart telescopes. So I'm Chad, this is the Easy Astro Images channel, and we are going to play with some photons today. So in the previous videos that I've been doing the past couple weeks, I've been taking the same 2000 file stack that I have collected with my SEESTAR S30. We had originally about 4,000 files. We've pared those down through using the amazing BEELINK tool that is built into SetiAstroPRO. If you want to look at that, there's a video right here. Go watch that and see how easy it is. That is basically going to be step one after you have all of your data off of your SEESTAR and onto your computers. Once you have a file directory of 100 files, 2,000, 3,000, whatever, that is when you can actually start putting this stuff into these stacking programs. More importantly, SetiAstroPRO, which is what we are going to be doing today. Now, if you have a Windows computer and you're somewhat technical, you don't have to be super technical. Frank has a couple videos on show you how the best way is to install SASPRO and to run it from the source code. So that way you don't have to update every time he pushes out updates. So if you see right here, I have two icons. I have an updater icon and I have the actual shortcut to launch SASPRO. So I'll run the updater icon. It'll automatically connect to GitHub. It'll pull in the updates, automatically install them. Then I can click on this and run and launch SetiAstroPRO right off of the bat. Super easy to do. So now what I have found, this is a couple step process. So I'm pestering Frank to see if there is a way that we can kind of integrate some of this stuff into maybe a separate smart telescope stacking suite or button or something like that, or if he can integrate these tools into his stacking suite. Now, if you're trying to stack like 200 or 300 files and you've gone through and eliminated all of your crappy stuff and done all that, it's definitely going to be just fine just stacking with the normal thing. I've been able to get through the stacking. You don't have to do all this stuff. The problem with the SEESTAR is currently right now with the sensor and with the light pollution and everything else, even from like the Border 1 at STARFRONT, the stacking algorithms and stuff just kind of have a hard time like figuring out like what is actual signal and what is actually noise. So you've got a couple choices. You can either smash all of them together and hope for the best, or you can kind of like play some trickery. So what we're doing with SASPRO is we're basically cleaning up some of that data and then dumping it into the stacking program, where in PixInsight, you know, after you pay your $300 and everything, there is more automated stuff into PixInsight. And, you know, Frank himself has admitted that it's a more robust, the fast batch pre-processing is more robust than what he currently has available for like large scale file processing. But it took them 20 years to get there, and it's taken Frank 8 months to get where he is. So I'm sure he can do that for us. So the first thing that you're going to want to do that I've found is you are going to want to clean up your data. Now you're going to want to run, if you don't go through and pick all of your stuff out individually, what I noticed is that you want to run the Cosmic Clarity satellite trail remover. And you can get to that up here. just by, the command search. So we can do Cosmic Clarity Satellite. You can also find it over here under Tools. And this is pretty simple and easy to do. All you're going to do is select your input folder, which has basically got all of the files that you just called through with the SetiAstroPRO Suite BEELINK tool that I've demonstrated multiple times on here. And when you get to that point, you're going to have like just all of that data. So if we look at what I have here, I had a directory called main data. And then I create another file called ready to stack. So that folder is basically going to be our output folder. So we are going to input all the stuff. We are going to output to that main stack folder. I have an NVIDIA GPU card, so this will run a little bit faster. I say yes, full satellite removal, clip trails, leave all this kind of at like regular thing. And then I click on batch process the input folder. And then you also have to tell where Cosmic Clarity Suite is installed, and Frank has went over some of the instructions for that. If anybody has any questions for that, you can please reach out to me or just check one of Frank's videos. I thought that Cosmic Clarity was all automatically built into SetiAstroPRO Suite Pro now, and that you don't actually have to do this, but it looks like I did have to go in and set this up. So not a big deal. You just go to his website, download the full version of Cosmic Clarity, and then you just go through and tell it where to look for and everything's at. So you're going to press the batch process folder, and then it's going to go through, do its thing, and it is going to remove all of the subs that have satellite trails, or it's going to clean them up or do something. I actually haven't went to see that deep what it actually does. So once you get to that point, then you're pretty much ready to stack your data. So you can go over here. I've got mine moved to the actual stacking suite. You can also go into the command search and type stacking suite as well to pull that up. And we'll launch the stacking suite here. And the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go into your image integration tab here. And if you want to set your output directory, so if you want to just go ahead, you can see that I have mine on ready to stack. So it's just going to put everything right into that whole directory that I created out in that previous step that we just did. So I've done that. For distortion correction, right now I'm using homography. So you will want to change that setting. Everything else is pretty much the same, except for you are going to want to select a different algorithm. You're going to want to use something like simple median. You don't really need to use like Winsorized Sigma or anything. That would be for higher end scopes and stuff than what we're dealing with now. And you just click OK. Then you're going to go back to your lights. You're going to add your lights directory, which is that ready to stack directory. It's going to load all the files in here. And then you're going to click on a couple of things here. You're going to enable cosmetic correction. You're going to apply the pedestal. And then you are going to want to auto register and integrate after calibration. So that way it's going to calibrate all of these frames. And then when it's done with that, it's going to spit all of them over here to the image integration, and it's going to start that. So make sure that you have your drizzle selected. Make sure that you have your scale selected. You can see I'm drizzling at 2 with a drop shrink of about 0.8. One other important thing is you don't want it to auto accept a reference frame. You still want to have some input in on that. And reason being is that the SEESTAR dithers like crazy. And it dithers a lot. So you really need to kind of look through the frames that you have blinked and keep a mental note, or you could just kind of look. It seems like it picks one every time. I've ran this test 5 times. That is acceptable. But if you have the auto select, then it might shift your image one way or the other, because it's trying to align and make it align off of where there's more images for it to line. Because Unlike the serial script, which plate solves each individual image and then stacks them on top of each other, which I think is a pretty cool feature, but this won't do that. So it's aligning actually just like off of the stars and stuff themselves, not the actual plate solving coordinates. So I don't know if that's something that Frank could implement. I don't know if it's necessary or not, but it's just something to put out there. I know that like I'll probably send this video to him, or he'll probably take a look at it himself. So, and make any corrections, and we can do that, you know, follow up on that in another video. And then once you're done with that, you know, when you're in that lights tab and you tell it to do all that stuff, it's going to go through and just do its whole business. Like it's going to stack everything, and, you know, you're going to end up getting your image after you select and say, I'm pretty okay with that auto selected reference image. And then when you're done, like, you know, this is what you're going to get. So of course, I'm going to open this in PixInsight because self-admitted, I am still not a huge SASPRO user. I really need to dig into it a lot more and just wrap my head around the whole workflow and everything. And I plan on doing that and coming back to you guys and giving you guys some input and stuff like that. Frank does a really good job of showing off all the features and everything, but you know, he doesn't have the time to like make videos to show how to use this stuff and like processing tutorials at the same time of like developing and doing everything he's doing. And I don't see a lot of people from the community actually doing it because a lot of them are like revenue driven and everything else. And, you know, I could care less about making the YouTube revenue. I don't need it. I just do it for fun. But if you want to support and join us, you can always click the buttons down below. So anyway, here is Frank's image here on the left, and here is the PixInsight image on the right. So very hard to tell the difference outside of like the cropping and everything else that is going on with this stuff. The image on the left from Frank is a little bit brighter. If we zoom in on the stars are a little bit blockier than the PixInsight version is, and that's probably just down to like a drizzle setting or something that I'm sure Frank can tell me how to fix. But of course, we can fix this inside of PixInsight with things like, you know, the aberration correctors, blur exterminator, or whatever. Frank has awesome aberration stuff and cosmic clarity built in. You can use Graxpert and all that stuff as well inside of SetiAstroPRO. So taking care of all this stuff is not a problem at all. So you could just see though, the smoothness hopefully is coming through on YouTube, that the background image is smooth. The detail and everything is still there. It's not overcorrected. There's no like problems or missing hunks of detail or anything. There's way less noise for us to like have to deal with right off the bat, which means that the stacking algorithm is sufficient enough for us and we have enough data to play around with and everything. So all in all, like, I mean, I am super duper happy with the way that these results are going. And this is just kind of like early testing. I'm sure we're going to figure out even more ways to make this look even better. But this is super encouraging because again, we're talking $0 versus $500. I mean, if I look here real close, I can kind of see there's a little bit more of resolved detail here than there is over here. But again, once we run some of the tools, dynamic background extraction and all that stuff, we can get all that like coming out pretty good. But I don't want to go through all that in this video because that would just kind of take away from the purpose of what I'm trying to demonstrate here. So the purpose that I'm trying to demonstrate is we have a free, robust, easy way that will get you the best results possible and get you in to using an actual fully functional astrophotography, you know, system with SASPRO. And like, not only does SASPRO have all of the cool features as far as like processing your photos, and he's got layers built into there now and color mappers and all the fun, crazy stuff that you probably haven't even heard of or that maybe you didn't know was there. But he's also got all of this awesome like science-based stuff, which I really think is cool that you can do this. He's got automatically exporting out to ASTROBIN, so you can do all that directly from SetiAstroPRO. And it's super easy to do it, and everything is like just done for you. So there's so many cool tools that he has that are built into there that are easy and more intuitive to ever use inside a PixInsight. And, you know, Cyril just doesn't have nowhere near the fun. I mean, Cyril doesn't even do masks, for goodness sakes. You know, like it's very, very good at doing some certain things and making things easy. But if you see a lot of like, especially SEESTAR videos, a lot of people are either all in on PixInsight or they're using a combination of like Cyril, GIMP, Expert, Deep Sky, Detail Stacker thing. They're just going all over the place and stuff. And what we want is like a one-stop shop. And it's even better when that one-stop shop is free. So here we go. We will be back, I swear, with some processing videos coming up here shortly for sure. So we've got, even though it's kind of like still a 80 or 90% moon going on right now, we have STARFRONT 2, which is going to be my S30 that I am preparing to send to STARFRONT. It is outside right now collecting some HA data so we can do some layering in on that. And then, of course, we have STARFRONT 1, which is down at STARFRONT right now, and it is collecting some data. I believe I'm doing the wizard right now for a few hours until maybe about midnight when the moon gets, yep, there it is, when the moon gets super high, and then we will cut it off because, oh man, look at that great stacking percentage tonight. Because the moon, even above like 70, 80% at STARFRONT and Border 1 is literally like the sun being out. So just kind of the way it is. So there's a lot coming, guys. Appreciate all of you. We will talk to you guys on the next video.